going into another jump, which kind of, some people actually learn the push loop before the back loop or the back loop before the push loop. So certain people are different. Sometimes push loops come more natural. If one of the other comes more natural, it's tough, because if you can really do back loops well, it's hard then to make yourself do push loops. If you can really do push loops well, then it's really hard to make yourself do back loops. So it's kind of funny, to get them both wired is sweet. It's totally different moves. It's different timing. It's different things you do with your body. You want to go just a little bit downwind, not, you're not actually pinching up into the wind as you hit the wave. And you want a wave that's not quite as steep as a back loop wave. So a back loop wave, you really want to just almost be braking right as you hit it, and it really throws you straight up and into the wind. Now push loop wave, you want to be not quite as steep, so you're actually going and getting a nice, good floaty jump.
The push loop is you can go off more a rounder ramp with the push loop. It's a quicker move. You got to get to the breaking point faster. The eye of the wind.
To initiate the push loop, you need lots of speed, and you need a good sized ramp to where you're going to get at least 10 feet, 15 feet in the air. And what I do is I spot my ramp, and I want to spot a pretty bully ramp that's going to shoot you straight up. And when you do that, you want to kind of carve a little bit up into the wind, so you're throwing all your gear up over you. And then when your board is above you, you want to look straight back at the tip of your mast. And what that does is it makes you sheet out, and it kind of brings the whole sail underneath you.
So the first part of a push loop is really getting a nice high jump, and then right at the peak, you want to bring your front hand through and your back hand sheet out, and get basically the front of your sail to actually get backwinded. And it's a tough thing to do, because we all know no one wants to be backwinded, especially when you're in the air. So it's a tough thing to make yourself do. But that's the first thing, and it's so you're getting your jump, and you're getting really high, and you're not going quite as much into the wind. You're getting more of a jump, and then right at the apex, you're pulling your hands through, you're getting your sail backwinded, and you're throwing your head straight back. You want to be like totally throwing your head straight back, and when you do all that at the same time, the board and sail and everything want to flip really quick. And when that happens, all of a sudden you come around, and right there, you're as you go into it, you're kind of in a ball, so you got your legs tucked up, so that helps you spin, just like doing a forward flip off a diving board. If you're in your ball, you spin faster. If you're extended, you don't spin as fast.
The push loop, I just go up and I pull this hand, my front hand close to me, kind of pull my legs up, and I just try to get through that point where you're kind of backwinded like this.
Just kind of throw it, and it'll whip you around, and then all you have to really do is worry about your landing, which is pretty easy because you're coming down on your tail.
When you first start the move and you're throwing your hands forward, moving the sail across your body into the wind and getting that sail backwinded and throwing your head back all at the same time and keeping your feet kind of balled up, you'll spin real quick. And as soon as the rotation's done, extend your body. Push the boom up, push the board away from you, and that stops the rotation. Now you're almost in kind of a sailing position, and now you're just going to drop from the sky. And again, it's nice to land a little bit tail first, so you don't break your board.
And then as the sail is coming underneath you, you really want to push hard with your backhand and kind of push everything out. And what that does is it completes the rotation and brings you to your tail first landing. Usually your first couple, you won't rotate completely all the way around, but instead of letting go, you really want to just try to push and kind of look up and try to get everything to come around.
And also, you can do it on chop or round waves if it's really windy. Like I've had a few off chop and like 4-2 maxed out wind. But you just got to throw it in. It's not really an up rotation, more as a sideways, and you throw it like down more like you're rotating over the mast, kind of like a backwards cheese roll.
I mean, in high wind, sometimes I can come out of them faster than when I went into them.
Graham does the push loop perfect. He does everything I'm talking about. He goes up and gets a nice jump, brings his hands through and sail into the wind, and you really see his head fly back. And what that does It's just like doing, say, a backflip off the diving board. To bring that up again, you go up and really throw your head back, and then that starts the rotation. You know, a back loop is something that goes up, and it's turn, 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 and then you're hitting. A push loop is you go up, you jump, floating, jump, jump, spin, rotate, and then you're dropping. So it happens a lot quicker. So you need that really hard thrust of the head backwards to get the rotation to go. And it's the timing. It's doing that and bringing your feet up under your butt and bringing the sail across into the wind all at the same time. Make that quick, snappy rotation, and Graham does that perfect.